Hey everyone, it's Jim with 4Knines. Let's talk waterproofing. We get this question a lot. Are your seat covers waterproof? And my answer is yes. We've done everything we can to make our seat covers waterproof. That being said, it also depends on the volume of water, right? If you have a dog that urinates this much in the back of the car, we have all this waterproofing, it's not going to help. I'm just going to tell you right now, no seat cover is going to help, because what's going to happen is the water is going to run, or the water or the urine or whatever it might be is going to run on the cover. So this is our cover, and we have seatbelt openings, we have a seam that runs back here. None of this is waterproof. This is totally waterproof. This back part has some waterproof coating on it, but these seams and these openings are not waterproof. They're not on any cover. So if you have a large volume of water, it's going to run off the cover because we have a waterproof coating on the top, which I'm going to show you in a second, or it's going to run through the seams. So I just want you to know that. We've done everything we can to make these covers as waterproof as possible. The intent here is the dog comes out of the pool, the dog comes out of the lake, the dog comes out of the ocean, and they are still a little bit wet, and they get on the back of the cover and they sit down. That water is not going to go anywhere. You're going to be fine. If you have a lot of urine, if you have throw up in a large volume, you're going to have, these covers are only going to do so much. So I just want to throw that disclaimer out there. But let's talk about these covers. So we have 4 different covers here, the 4Knines cover and some other competitors. We actually went through some details about the different layers and construction of these covers in a previous video. This is a deeper dive into the waterproof coating. So we have them all set up with vessels, and we're going to show you what happens with the different construction and the waterproofing. So the 4Knines cover, like I said, we have a waterproof coating on the top, and then we also have a completely non-quilted waterproof layer, which you can see right here. This has got a special film on it, which is a TPU coating. It's a film membrane to increase the waterproofing of the cover. It's different than the spray-on coating that we have on top. So as you'll notice, if I pour the water on here, it runs and beads right off. And that's because of the top layer of waterproofing that's a film layer. And you can see that I'm filling up the seat cover in here, and we're just going to let it sit. Now I'm going to fill these all up, and then we'll talk about the different layers and see what happens as we go down the line. All right, so let's talk about the different layers of construction of these covers. So the 4Knines cover, as you can see, dry on the top. This is going to prevent water from rolling off. It's going to prevent water from seeping through. It's also going to prevent staining. Now the catch is it's been quilted, and so this quilting will allow some water to seep through. The good news is we have a lot of cotton in here to absorb some moisture. We also have this non-quilted layer, which is very unique in the marketplace. That's going to prevent the water from going all the way through the cover. So the next cover that you'll see is this one. This is a very basic construction. So we have a top layer which has some waterproofing on it, I believe. A lot less of the cotton batting. They do have a backing material, which is good, and then they have a non-slip layer. But it's been quilted all the way through. And so what will happen is, as this water is in here, it's going to seep through the cover and end up in the bowl underneath because they don't have a solid waterproof layer. This cover did something very interesting. This is a non-slip or a it's a ripstop material. It's a solid layer, and they achieved the quilting on here by heat pressing it. So they've heat pressed these layers together, and it forms this quilting look, even though it's not fully quilted or stitched together. It's a really cool thing because it'll help with the waterproofing. The problem is it doesn't stick together very well like these stitched covers do, so you're going to have some construction problems there. They also have a non-slip layer on here as well. So this one should fare pretty well because it's not totally porous. This last cover has tried to do what we've done. They have a layer on the top, it's ripstop material. It's got a waterproof layer. They have a little bit of cotton batting in here. They've put no backing layer on here, so this is going to rub together and cause you problems. They do have a solid waterproof layer on here, I believe, that's not quilted, so trying to do what we've done. But their non-slip is not stuck to here, so now you have all these layers that are all going to potentially bunch up and cause you problems. But this should fare well in the waterproof tests. So we've let the cover soak here for a minute. If you look at the 4Knines cover, totally dry on the bottom. If you look at the cover that's been quilted all the way through, you can see the water is down here and it's been seeping through the cover. So when you're looking at these online, they may look the same, but if it's been quilted and you want it to be waterproof, you're going to need some sort of solid layer to protect your seat. This cover, which is the ripstop material with the heat press coating, doing a very good job, no water down here. This cover had the solid layer, also no water in the bottom. So when you're looking in the marketplace, you're looking for a cover, if you want it to be waterproof, make sure you have some sort of solid layer in here to prevent the water from seeping all the way through. And then what you want to do is look at the construction of the cover. We did another video on this. I recommend you check it out. It's going to talk to you more about the different layers and how that's important. But I hope you find this informational. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're here to help. And thank you so much for your time. Hey everyone, it's Jim. Quick update. We actually just noticed this after we concluded the other video. And this cover here that had the heat pressed together, apparently there is a fault in this because the water did seep through. It just took a little bit longer to seep through. So some of these welds or something like that, this heat press weld that they have in here must have failed because now we're getting water seeping through this cover. So it looks like this construction does not work as well as we thought it did.